Alrighty, got the wood heater running here, just trying to draw some clothes. Yeah, intriguing things. Went to work today, and yeah, we're still in a job, and we continued on working in a different bit, doing something that was rather drab and whatnot. Those of you who know what debudding is, we were doing that. Not terribly great on your knees and your back and all that sort of stuff, but we're also pruning these ones that have been sort of rejuvenated, cut and retrained on, and debudding them at the same time, which is a stupid process where you got to lean right down and basically break off all the young buds on the main stalk of the vine. The reason being that they spray weed killer where the vines are at jets on an angle low down, and the idea is that it kills any weeds that are under the irrigation line and leaves, well, all the water out of the irrigation line just for the vines. But the trouble is, if there's any leaves that are on the vines down in that part, and they get a blast of the weed killer, it's probably going to kill the vine. They tend to be pretty hardy and they can survive it apparently, but you know, do you really want to be drinking wine that's had a grapevine that's absorbed a bit of weed killer? I wouldn't be. Anyways, it's gone from, oh well, I'm going to have one manager and 200 Chinese contractors and give you guys the sack, to, I will give you 2 or 3 weeks off, to business as usual, but without any pay for last week. And it's not just me and the fat bloke, it was also the old manager too, who still hasn't been paid, so might have just been a bungle up. But yeah, basically, when the manager was talking to him, he told us later on that apparently we ain't working fast enough. Well, I have this thing where if there's no money in my bank, I just don't have the motivation the next day, you know. But not when you're in China, you know. Keep in mind, this is a place where people work for months with the promise of getting paid, and if they want their pay now, oh no, you'll be too drunk on Monday morning to turn up to work, so we won't give it to you. And then they just string them out, and a few months later, the building job or whatever is done, and then they sack them and they never get their pay at all. Sometimes after 4 months. Glorious stuff. But me and the fat bloke have made a decision that if we don't get paid this next payday, that's it. We'll just tell them to get stuffed, and we go and blooming down to the welfare office and see what else is out and about, and what else we could get into, because the fat bloke, he's been with them for a few years now, and he's just sick to death of it all. And, you know, just this whole inconsistent pay thing. And to be honest, you know, I've been a little bit suspect with all this stuff of, oh, we're going to sack you, and then the pay doesn't come through, and you're thinking, oh, yeah, he wants to just see how long we're going to work for without pay, and at the end of the day, we're going to get nothing. But anyway, I've been having a little snoop around and doing a little bit of online research about this Chinese boss of mine, and he sounds rather big online. The reality may be a little bit different, and I can explain why. I don't know if I told you guys this, but he was into trying to grow sunflowers. Well, yeah, well, this isn't really the climate for sunflowers, seeing it's nice, very warm, humid Queensland where they grow them. And down here in, you know, piss and rain and Haleville, it's sort of, they just don't perform. And Well, anybody could have told him that, but he wanted to try anyway. And, yeah. But apparently he's had his or a food business going for a while, and then the agri business, and it shows a photo of him with another bloke who grows sunflowers, who is, trying to make a contract to buy sunflowers off, because in China they are very high priced, the old sunflowers. Easy to get the oil, but I think the whole lot have got to be picked by hand or something like this, and it ends up running the cost of them up rather high, or they might not have the right climate for them, or whatever. But anyways, I was having a look at his main website, and I also have had a number of looks at the website for where we are supposed to, the vineyard I work at. I tell you what, I think he could be done inside out and back to front over false advertising. He really could be. On it, he claims, I'll start with the light ones and then sepia up into some of the real crap claims, and even photos that really shouldn't be on that site. Starts off with claiming it's near a certain tourist area, which it's not, and shows a photo of said tourist area, but yeah, we're not really near that area, but we can claim that, but that's not really true. Then shows you might want to have a wedding out in the vineyard. Alrighty-o, and shows a couple getting married in the vineyards. It really didn't look like the vineyards that I'm working at, though. And may have just been off Google Images. And what was the other one? Oh yes, the house that he lives in, and his son's got a bedroom there with all his own stuff in it, and same with the wife. And well, he's got this thing with marble tables, and the house is, every table in it is made out of marble, and it looks bloody ridiculous, to be honest. That many white marble tables, you can barely move for the damn tables. But anyway, each to their own. But he sort of has on the website that this is accommodation for people who want to stay there, like as though it's just completely empty, and as though he's not living in there, when the fact of the matter is he is living in it. And then we sort of get a little bit deeper, and well, I'll tell you a little bit about wine grapes and table grapes. Table grapes, you can sit them there on the bench for 2 weeks, and they'll still be all right, and you can probably even eat them up to 3 weeks. Wine grapes, within a day or two, they're stuffed. You come back in 3 days' time to eat your wine grapes, and they're just turned to crap, and you can't eat them. And there is no variety of grape that we have that could be even classed as a table grape at all. And, well, it claims to have table grapes, and you can go picking table grapes there. Yeah, well, they don't sort of exist here. We just don't have them. Now, and we get into the real juicy ones. The French water gardens. You may feel you've travelled back in time to the French water gardens. Well, he's got a pond and there's a statue sort of there, but there's no fountain running on it, I don't think. Well, I don't see the thing running anyway. And to claim you have the French water gardens of the artist, the French artist Monet, and all you basically have is a whole stack of statues still in the crates they come from China in, a year and a half later, No, that's not French water gardens. That's just a bunch of stuff still in crates. And then we get to the real doozies. The winery. He's got a photo of a winery on there. I took my tablet down to work and showed the blokes at work this winery. I said to him, is this the one where he used to get his wine made, originally? Nah. Is this the one where he gets it made now? Nah. Is this the place where he gets the wine bottled at that has the bottling plant? Nah. Is this any place you know at all? No. What about the other vineyard? On the other side of the capital? No. Even my father had a look at it, and we were trying to work out all the local wineries that we know of. And it wasn't any of them, because the structure of the building, the way it shows the beams and all that, there's none that I know of that are like that. Not locally. He's whacked up a photo of somebody else's winery, and we don't even have a winery at all. And here we are with a photo, which may likely be off Google Images. Yeah, no joke. And then he's rabbiting on about the unique glass roof that has light that comes in from every angle because it's a unique roof that is like some sort of a blimmin', I don't know, like a pyramid or some blimmin' thing, and almost like a blimmin' hexagonal gazebo sort of roof or something that allows light in from all angles into the winery. Well, last time I checked, you don't really want a great deal of light into a winery because light equals heat, and heat equals wine that's no good. Light also equals cloudy wine in the bottles, and that's something else you don't want to have. You want to have a winery reasonably dark. And the one they had at the place my father worked at, that was a winery that was reasonably dark with artificial lighting, because that's the way you want it. You don't want these things to get hot and turn to crap and have anything turn cloudy and force you to have to filter it out, or, you know, or whatever. But no, he's rabbiting on about the roof design that this winery has got, and it doesn't even exist. The building does not exist. So how can you talk about a roof of a building that you don't even own? But anyway, as I said to the manager, everyone can have dreams. But this all falls into the realm of false advertising. But yeah, I mean, we trudge on, and a job's a job, but I don't have the enthusiasm that I used to have, and if I don't have the pay, I might not have the job either.